Welcome to Windrider Studios. I'm Phil Allen, your host for The W. In this episode, we are showcasing the true story of how a tattoo artist decided to erase the hate in the award-winning documentary short Beneath the Ink. My guests will be Billy White, owner of Red Rose Tattoo in Zanesville, Ohio. Billy has inspired a movement globally with tattooers around the world, covering up tattoos of racism, hate, abuse, and trafficking. Please join me in welcoming Billy to The W. Hey, Billy, how you doing?
Yeah, it's good to see you again, brother.
Good seeing you. Good seeing you. I've been looking forward to this conversation. I don't know if I told you this, but when I first saw the film a year and a half ago at Windrider Forum at Sundance, I remember being so moved by watching the film. And I remember thinking, man, I want to meet that tattoo artist one day. This is an honor for me to spend this time with you. When I first saw the film, my first impression was a bit cynical, a bit skeptical. And I was like, oh, okay, you want to cover up these tattoos, which is typically what I feel like in the Black community, what we feel like a lot is done when it comes to racism. We want to cover it up and not really deal with the realness of it. But man, by the time I got throughout that film and got to the end where the white guy adopts the little black kid, man, it wrecked me. And I've never seen that type of transformation before. Did you have a chance to process the mentality, the mindset, what went into people not just being, say, a white supremacist, but wanting to have it tattooed on their bodies for the world to see?
In the very beginning, I kind of did I put it out there as a no questions asked policy, which innately, in the first few tattoos, I realized that it couldn't be a no questions asked policy, that it needed to be a lots of questions asked policy. I wanted to make sure that we weren't covering or hiding white supremacy, that we were actually helping people who have moved past that ideology, or if they haven't moved all the way past it, they're in the process. Making these connections with my clients and talking about where they were versus where they are now, not only helps me, create bonds with them that helps me grow with them as they grow, but also showing them compassion. A lot of these people have never received compassion. There's a lot of people that don't feel like they are loved or can be respected, or that they can walk past the mistakes that they've made in their lives. But ultimately, I just want to afford them the opportunities to grow and continue to do what we're doing.
Now, I would imagine there's some pushback.
I mean, the obvious blowback is from white supremacy and hate groups that see what I'm doing and they are not into what I'm doing. They don't like people that want to dismantle white supremacy, get in the way, and unite people. And I get blowback from, the Black and brown community alike, because they, as you said before, when you first saw the film, it's easy to look at that and say, nah, man, these guys, you're just hiding white supremacy. It's really hard to see the growth. And if you're not in here and you're not seeing these people and you're not dealing with these people every day. But ultimately, there's been a lot of, self-evaluation here and looking in the mirror and asking myself, are we doing it right? Is this something fundamentally that is succeeding? Are the people growing? So I encourage a little bit of pushback. I think that's what helps us grow.
But there's also a global impact that you've had. Tell us a little bit about the influence of other tattoo artists around the world.
In January, I had decided that we needed to be more vocal and try to recruit more people for the cause. We had an overwhelming response, not only in the United States, but like you said, globally. This is a global issue. We have seen a cultural shift in our industry. It is nice to be recognized for a lot of that change, but the change isn't done yet. Doing the cover-ups for these people, you couldn't put a monetary value on it, but the work isn't done there.
The film is called Beneath the Ink. And I was thinking this earlier, it could easily be baptized by the ink. I think what you're doing is symbolic of a baptism. That when people come in, they want it covered because it's a permanent mark. And oftentimes, our lives, the things that we do in our lives can become like permanent marks on us. And we have a certain ideology, a certain way of thinking that comes with it. And it requires an immersion in something else. I mean, as a Christian, obviously, the immersion is in the faith. It's literal baptism, but it's also being immersed in the teachings of Christ and things like that in Scripture. I see what you're doing as baptizing people in the ink or with the ink.
Yeah, man, what a powerful statement, Phil. I've never thought about it like that, ever. I know that what we're doing is redemption, and ultimately that redemption comes from God, and ultimately I am just a tool in that working. The best example of the redemption does come from John. The beautiful thing is not only does John talk about his past life with his son now, his son has seen the documentary. Seeing John's arc is unreal.
I get this image of John the Baptist, bro. I get this image of you being in this in-between space, a hand to one world, offering to pull people out, a hand to another world, offering to be an advocate and a voice. It made me think about the process of getting a tattoo. It's painful going through it. There's blood involved, so it's a bit messy. But then there's a beauty to it, right? So it's all of that in one. And that's what I'm seeing in these people who are wrestling with this ideology. What you do literally is a picture of what they're going through. The messiness, the bloodiness, the pain, but there can be beauty that comes out of it. That's why I want you and I want people to get the weight of what you do, man.
Phil, do you understand what you're doing though, brother? Like to facilitate this conversation right now in America, it is not easy for two brothers, one being a Caucasian man, one being an African American man, to have these kind of conversations. And I think it's important that you know too, like, man, without people like you who are continuously sharing your story and sharing your testimony, man, that's huge. Right now isn't an easy time, but like you're doing the most beautiful thing that we can be doing right now.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. And I'm just blown away at what's happening right now. The shift that's happening right now. As a Christian man, I attribute that to God. But I'm just excited to just be in the midst of it. So you can't get rid of me, bro. You're stuck.
That's fine.
What do you want people to take away from all of this? What do you hope for?
My hope is that we all can put our differences aside, black, white, gay, straight, Christian, Muslim, whatever it may be, that we can just look past any of the walls, any of the barriers, and that we can focus on the things that matter, the person, the love, the spirit, and we can facilitate the best things out of everybody, even the people that sometimes we don't see eye to eye with.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Billy, for what you do, man. You inspire me. Thank you for your effort. Thank you for your voice.
Thank you for everything that you're doing. And thank you for sharing your story and affording me an opportunity to continue to have a conversation that is something that we all need to hear.
You're welcome, brother.
Awesome, man. I love you, man. I hope you have a great night, and we'll talk soon.
Yes, sir. Love you, bro. Peace.
Awesome, man. I'll see you soon.
And thank you all for watching. Look forward to seeing you next time on The W.